Maryland, home of the Maryland Terrapins. Fans have been eager for this clash coming up in what some affectionately refer to as the Snake Pit. A Big Ten showdown is coming. Conference implications aplenty that could resonate for the rest of the season. As we'll see, the Michigan Wolverines taking on the Maryland Terrapins. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Terrapins will put it away to start the game. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So the Michigan Wolverines offense will take the first swing of the game. And they're led out there by a man who will carry the ball plenty in this one, guys.
Well, it's real simple. He's the best player on their team. They have got to force-feed this guy the football, David.
No doubt about it. The offense goes through him. Excited to see how they've built this offense and how many different ways they can get him touches.
They'll go to the ground. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Tried to pound it on first down, now back to the line. They'll leave it with him. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. It's reverse. Still running at the 40. Oh, look out. Touchdown, Wolverines. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
On to attempt the try. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And that is how you finish with a 54-yard touchdown run. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the Maryland Terrapins offense has the ball for the first time. As we take a look at our impact players for this game, David, what do you look for to make an impact from your leaders?
Your leaders not only have to lead the football team, but they got to step up and make plays on the field, keep everybody calm. These guys typically do a really good job.
Yeah, David, and they also generally set the tone for their respective football teams. Regardless of which side of the ball they play on, the teammates look towards them to step up in big games like this.
Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. From the gun, the running back has it. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The give to the back. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior. 3rd and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on 4th down. From the gun, wants to pass. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch. And the Terrapins come to the line in the hurry-up.
Well, there's the trust this quarterback has in his guy, right? He knows he's going to give him an opportunity in critical down and distances. 3rd down, find your best matchup because you know he can make the catch, he can get his feet in bounds, keep the drive moving.
And here comes play number 6 of the drive. On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Finds space on the right. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. He makes a grab, and he will score.
The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
Lining up to add another. Hit that one with some aggression for the point after. They put together an 81-yard drive, and the scoring play comes on a touchdown pass from 22 yards out. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Got his man in the middle. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. That last completion sets him up on second down. Trying play action. He's got the tight end. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. He's looking to throw it. Feeling some heat. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He is an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that sack.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. He fires one deep down the right side. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Who says defensive backs don't have hands? Nice job breaking on the football and making the catch. A lot of times you see guys swat it down or you see them trying to catch it. Looks like they have two left hands. Defensive backs don't catch real well. Nice job breaking on the football. Nice job securing the INT and actually catching it.
Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
Bunch formation trying to spring a guy free. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. Back open in the middle. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. The Terrapins with the 1st and 10. Quarterback on the keeper. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Now it's 2nd and goal. He's looking to throw. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Terrapins!
Each and every week, I think this coaching staff does such a good job of scheming ways to get this guy the football in the passing game, and defenses can't cover him. With that last catch, this is now his 10th receiving touchdown on the season.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 15 clash today. Kentucky needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Lexington behind him, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Florida. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Gerbach or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Griese, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
That's a way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive from the 36. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. From the gun, running back on the move. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. He'll pull it on the read. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. They'll throw it on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Burks. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Off play action. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down. Offense walks through the line for play number 7 of the drive. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. He's got it! So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. While we're only through 1, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the 2nd. And the Wolverines are threatening on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he fights his way forward, gets away from 1, but not much doing on that one. They'll try it again from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Down in tight to the goal line, you saw some good movement up front by the offensive line, getting a push and giving that running back a chance.
Lining up for the PAT. Splits those uprights right in half. An 84-yard drive there, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Maryland has the ball back, and the Terrapin offense ready to go. The way this game started, you feel as if you have to score a touchdown every time you have it, and now we'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, and I wonder how much pressure that puts on the offense. Jesse, like, you know this is back and forth, and I got to score, and every possession matters so much. What does that do to you as a quarterback?
Well, it puts a lot more pressure on you for sure to feel like I got to make every 3rd down throw. If guys are open vertically down the field, I got to hit them too. We can't let our serve get broken.
Rides to the back. He'll push his way out to the 30, a pickup of 3. This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to get to it. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Yeah, that's a great job. And listen, this quarterback's had success. He's already thrown for 2 touchdowns. We got to make him feel uncomfortable. This is still early in the game. Nice job by the defense, getting a hit on the quarterback and making him think a little bit.
And the Terrapins will send out the punt unit. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. first one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. He's got great speed. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Give to the running back. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. They'll try the run. The Wolverines will keep this drive going. They cross midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Got rid of it just in time. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Pocket starts to collapse. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
It is hard to get sacks on screens. I mean, the offensive linemen stand with you for a little bit. Defensive linemen squirt through. A lot of times they read the screen and backpedal. Not on this one. They got through, got to the quarterback, got him on the ground. Not good execution by the offense, but it still counts as a sack.
I'm not positive, but that 1st down marker might be in the next county. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. He'll work his way down to the 28. And the Wolverines are moving quickly down the field. They run the reverse. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. After coming up with back-to-back explosive plays, here they are 1st and goal. The snap sets up the throw. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. They move the tight end all over. He's back to throw on 2nd down. Lets it go to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. From the 3-yard line, they'll try it again on 3rd and goal. Off the play fake. Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on 3rd down. And here comes the field goal unit. From the left hash, and this distance ought to make that angle pretty easy to handle. And that is no good. And here in the 2nd quarter, missed field goal leaves us tied, guys.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable in that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. Fairly manageable distance here on 3rd down from the 27. The play action fake. Fires to the tight end. Good tackle there to stop him short of the 1st down, and now they have to make a call.
You know, the tight end's going to have to do a better job of separating and giving his quarterback a place to go with the football. That time just couldn't create it, and as a result, as soon as he made the catch, he was brought to the ground, setting up 4th down.
The Terrapins will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Waves the arm for the fair catch, and the catch is made close to the 30-yard line. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
Off the bootleg and rolling out. They're trying to get to it. And they're on him immediately. Down goes the quarterback.
Dan, how about this defense, man? That's the third sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it fly. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. He gets his first one of the day out of there. They used him 3 times in that loss last week. Maryland has the ball back and the Terrapin offense ready to go. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive, so someone's going to have to step up.
And he tries to get away, but he cannot. He's taken down. He'll lose a couple.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
They're bringing heat. Finds a man on the right. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the 1st down. Ready to fire from the pistol. Off play action on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end. Stop just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down. And the Terrapins come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Stopped after making the catch. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Got the completion on the last play, still some work to do on 2nd down. The aerial assault continues. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Using the quick game. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. Going to the ground. And he'll pick up the 1st down after a tough run there. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. Finds a little bit of room, give him a couple down to the 23. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Quickly complete. Tackle him, but he has a 1st down. Let me tell you, this senior quarterback can flat fit it in a tight window. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. And he's got it! Touchdown, Maryland!
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Vanderbilt has the lead right now, but if this team has taught us anything over the years, it's that no lead is safe there in Nashville. They're up by 7 over South Carolina. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. On 2nd down, wants to throw it. Pass on the way. It's picked off.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
Here comes the Maryland offense back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these...
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's 2nd and long. The offense will quickly use a timeout. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. 3rd play of the drive, and they need to take advantage of this field position by making something happen on 3rd and long. Working the middle, it's complete. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. He'll line it up from 34 yards out. Splits the uprights. Good. And now the lead is extended a little further.
Well, they're able to get a field goal and put 3 points up on the board after getting that interception. You would like to have seen the offense do a little bit more with that possession, give themselves an opportunity to score a touchdown. But listen, teams will take 3 points any way they can get.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you got to stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. Looks like he's going to try to return it. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David. Maybe fires one high and deep. Makes the catch at the 20. He's showing it all. The juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line.
I love when you back the defense off of you. If you want to get aggressive, I'll take shots down the field, make the defense play more conservative, and now what? Now you're in the red zone with a chance to get some points.
They just changed the dynamic of this possession in a heartbeat, and now it's 1st and 10 from inside the red zone. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll play it safe and try for 3. The holder will put it down on the right hash, a 33-yard try. And it's right down the boulevard. So as it turns out, a 2-play drive results in a field goal.
I know they're trailing going into the locker room here at halftime, but kicking that field goal gives them a little bit of a jolt, a little bit of a boost of momentum that they can carry with them into the second half. And there's a lot of football left to go here. I can't wait to see what happens.
So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Coverage team there to make the stop. They avoid disaster, and that's the end of the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in College Park. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between 3rd down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen in panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the shell.
The Wolverines will boot it away to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. And now the offense will come onto the field again. He wants to start this drive with a pass. He's open on the right. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to the back. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. Defense a little too eager. That's an encroachment penalty, 5 yards for the offense. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Second down coming up. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Grab near the sticks. It's Camarda. Tackled after picking up the first down. The Terrapins come to the line with a new set of downs. Wide out in motion. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. This is a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
Well, this defense knew they had to get off to a fast start here in the second half. They're trailing by a bunch of points right now on the scoreboard. They needed to make something positive happen early, and on the very first drive, they get a sack on 3rd down, looking to get the ball back to their offense here.
And the Terrapins decide to punt it away. They'll look to pin them deep. He'll bring it back. It's Burks. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just got to be more physical at the point of attack. Get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game to win.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Hines is tight end. And he's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to bring up a decision for this coach. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He'll take it on the return. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. First down here for the offense. Running back searching for a hole. At the 40, there he goes. And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets him to the 49-yard line. The Terrapins in the hurry-up.
I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his speed. Good play call.
Now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away. Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll pull it down and run. Still running at the 40. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. And the Terrapins are marching down the field. Gets it out quickly.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Now the play fake. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. Here we go with the run on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Complete. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. And now on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Fires to the right. He makes the catch. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. On second down, they'll take to the air. Fires to the big fella. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Let's see what they do here on third and short from the 41. Fullback's got it. Really nice job to convert that third down, and they've got it at the 33. And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Handoff to the lone back. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Kept it on the ground on 1st down, now back to the line. He'll keep it himself. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Gets out of bounds after the big game, and they've got it 1st and goal. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. With the run on 1st and goal. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick his way to the end zone. Knocked down after a gain of 1. They'll mark it at the 6. Play number 11 on this drive. The defense has yielded ground, but they're trying to get a stop on 3rd and goal. Had nowhere to go with that one. Had to just throw it away. A wise decision to keep the field goal in play. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. After that miss, still a 7-point game, guys.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
Here comes the offense on 1st down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Crosses the 30. He's got away. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. Right back to the well. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. The Terrapins get enough to move the chains. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw out to the left.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
Squeezes out a couple of yards down to the 32. A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. They'll try to run for it. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Hold it. Open.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. It's good. He's going to hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And that will extend their lead even further.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing the clock. Good decision by the head coach here in the fourth quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a two-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. On first down, here comes this offense. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on first down. Second down coming up. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Got a man. It's Burks.
This quarterback right now is in a groove. He's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
Such a big part to convert these third downs, and they've got it at the 42.
This is the moment for this offense to put a drive together. It doesn't matter what's happened up to the point of this game, but you're trailing right now. You've got to put some points up on the board. This is where all 11 guys need to be playing together as one.
The Wolverines will have it 1st and 10. The give to the tailback. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Wide receiver shows motion. He wants to throw here on second down. They'll run the screen. At the 45 on his way. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27.
And the offensive line and the quarterback has to do their job on screens. They got to sell. Pass down the field, pass down the field. Offensive line releases. Quarterback now snaps his eyes to the running back. The running back does.
Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, so close to paying off the tip. Really had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
And the Wolverines will bring the punt team onto the field. No opportunity to run it back as the ball goes out of bounds. Maryland has the ball back and the Terrapin offense ready to go. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
And oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying.
This will be picked off, maybe just the turning point they needed. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Look, big-time playmakers make big plays in big games, and that guy needed to make that interception at this critical juncture of the game. There's still time for them to go out and win it. Could that be the play that sparks this team?
Now this offense is back on the field. Going up top on first down. Gets it out fast. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. They'll run play action. A shot toward the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan! And they take it in for 6 more points. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability at that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive figure.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. New Mexico is dominating this one thanks to an offense that's done whatever it's wanted since the opening kickoff. They're up 14 over Boise State.
To the ground with the back.
We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. A little screen to the running back. On the move is the 30. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit them for a first down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Get it out on the screen. Hard-hitting tackle. This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. He wants to throw it again. Quickly to the tight end. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. And the Terrapins are moving quickly down the field. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Fast motion from the offense. Little touch pass to the receiver. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain. The Terrapins will snap it on 1st and 10. They go to the ground. He works his way down to the 30-yard line before he stopped a gain of 3. They'll probably bleed every second possible off this clock before they snap it. Got him downfield. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Terrapins! This game must be moving so slowly for this quarterback. He sees everything 2 or 3 beats ahead.
Way ahead. I mean, it's been really, really easy. I better get some more hits on him. I better do something to make him feel uncomfortable. Because right now, it's just like, oh, you're running that? Yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's already read your mail. You better change the address, do something different.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. So an 82-yard drive there. And they finish it up with the final 30 yards coming courtesy of that touchdown pass. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. He'll start this drive firing. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. Oh, he was hoping to make something out of that return, but they'll have it 1st down at the 39. We'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. The give and tick, 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 tick. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He'll try it again. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. It's third down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Power football with the run. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. It's good. And now the lead is even bigger.
You've got to make the opponent pay for turning the football over. And while this team would have liked to have scored a touchdown off that pick, I think they're pretty happy getting the field.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a win.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offensive line.
And they bring him down, but did you see this freshman rifle that thing in there? To the air on first down. Fires to the right. It's caught downfield. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
And that's a first down for the offense.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. This quarterback has to stay calm, cool, and collected and drive his team down for a score late in the fourth. Fires to the big fella. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. He's going to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. Looking to throw on second down. Makes the grab. The offense gets a quick timeout at this point. Every second is precious. He wants to throw. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. The hurry up now. Second down. Clock ticking. He spikes it. Clock stops as they try to rally late. Ninth play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. Third and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Forced to just throw it away on third down, and now they face fourth. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. And they'll take a knee, the universal symbol for we have this thing in hand. It has been said that the obstacle is the way, and this obstacle is now back-to-back losses.
Back-to-back L's. It's not the end of the world, though. I still think there's time for this team to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to finish the season strong. It's not over yet. 2 bad weeks. Flush it down the toilet. Refocus the mechanism. We're ready to rock and roll next week.
It just needs to be about finding a way to win the game right now. In all likelihood, 99.9% chance the college football playoff now is not a possibility anymore. That's okay. Let's worry about winning a game. Let's go back. Let's watch the film. Let's get back to being who we are so we can get this ship right.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.